Adonai said to Moshe, "Cut yourself 2 tablets of stone like the first ones, and I will inscribe on the tablets the words that were on the first tablets, which you broke. Be ready by morning. In the morning you are to ascend Mount Sinai and present yourself to me on top of the mountain. No one is to come up with you. No one is to be seen anywhere on the mountain. Don't even let flocks or herds feed in front of this mountain." Moshe cut two stone tablets like the first. Then he got up early in the morning, and the 2 stone tablets in his hands ascended Mount Sinai as Adonai had ordered him to do. Adonai descended in the cloud, stood with him there, and pronounced the name of Adonai. Adonai passed before him and proclaimed, Yod He Vav He. Yod He Vav He. Adonai is God, merciful and compassionate, slow to anger, rich in grace, truth, showing grace to the 1,000th generation, forgiving offenses, crimes, and sins, yet not exonerating the guilty, but causing the negative effects of the parents' offenses to be experienced by their children and grandchildren, even to the 3rd and 4th generations. At once Moshe bowed his head to the ground, prostrated himself, and said, If I have found favor in your view, Adonai, then please let Adonai go with us, even though they are a stiff-necked people, and pardon our offenses and our sin, and take us as your possession. He said, Here, I am making a covenant. In front of all your people, I will do wonders such as have not been created anywhere on the earth or in any nation. All the people around you will see the work of Adonai. What I am going to do through you will be awesome. Observe what I am ordering you to do today. Here, I am driving out ahead of you the Emori, Canaani, Hitti, Prizzi, Hivi, and Yusi. Be careful not to make a covenant with the people living in the land you are going, so that they won't become a snare within your borders. Rather, you are to demolish their altars, smash their standing stones, and cut down their sacred poles, because you are not to bow down to any other god, since Adonai, whose very name is jealous, is a jealous God. Do not make a covenant with the people living in the land. I will cause you to go astray after their gods and sacrifice to their gods. Then they will invite you to join them in eating their sacrifices, and you will take their daughters as wives for your sons. Their daughters will prostitute themselves to their own gods and make your sons do the same. Do not cast metal gods for yourselves. Keep the festival of matzah by eating matzah, as I ordered you, for 7 days during the month of Aviv, for it was in the month of Aviv that you came out from Egypt. Everything that is first from the womb is mine. Of all your livestock, you are to set aside for me all the males, the firstborn of the cattle of the flock, the firstborn of the donkey. You must redeem with a lamb. If you won't redeem it, break its neck. All the firstborn of your sons are to be redeemed, and no one is to appear before me empty-handed. 6 days you will work, but on the 7th day you will rest. Even in plowing time and harvest season, you are to rest. Observe the festival of Shavuot, with the first gathered produce of the wheat harvest, and the festival of ingathering as the turn of the year. 3 times a year, all your men are to appear before the Lord, Adonai, the God of Israel. For I am going to expel the nations ahead of you and expand your territory, and no one will even covet your land. When you go up to appear before Adonai your God 3 times a year, you are not to offer the blood. You are not to offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread, and the sacrifice of the feast of Pesach is not to be left until morning. You are to bring the best firstfruits of your land into the house of Adonai your God. You are not to boil a young goat in its mother's milk. Adonai said to Moshe, Write these words down because they are the terms of the covenant I have made with you and with Israel. Moshe was there with Adonai 40 days and 40 nights, during which time he neither ate food nor drank water. Adonai wrote on the tablets and the word of the covenant, the 10 words. Then when Moshe came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tablets of the testimony in his hand, he didn't realize what the skin of his face was sending out rays of light as the result of talking with Adonai. When Aaron and the people of Israel saw Moshe, the skin of his face was shining, and they were afraid to approach him. But Moshe called to them. Then Aaron and all the community leaders came back to him, and Moshe spoke to them. Afterward, all the people came near him, and he passed on them all the orders that Adonai had told him on Mount Sinai. Once Moshe had finished speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. But when he went in before Adonai for him to speak, he would take the veil off until he came out. Then, when he came out, he would tell the people of Israel what he had been ordered. But when the people of Israel saw Moshe's face, that the skin of Moshe's face shone, he would put the veil back on his face when he went in again to speak with Adonai. Moshe assembled the whole community of the people of Israel and said to them, "These are the things which Adonai has ordered you to do. In 6 days you are to be done, but on the 7th day is to be a holy day for you, a Shabbat, a complete rest, in honor of Adonai. Whoever does any work on it will be put to death. You are not to kindle a fire in any of your homes on Shabbat." Moshe said to the whole community of the people of Israel, "Here is what Adonai has ordered. Take up a collection for Adonai from among yourselves. Anyone whose heart makes him willing is to bring an offering for Adonai: gold, silver, and bronze, blue, purple, and scarlet yarn, fine linen, goat's hair, tanned ram skins, and fine leather, acacia wood, oil for the light, spices for the anointing oil, and the fragrant incense, onyx stones, and stones to be set for the ritual vest and the breastplate. Then let all the craftsmen among you come and make anything Adonai has ordered: the tabernacle with its tent, coverings, fasteners, planks, crossbars, pots, and sockets, the ark and its poles, ark cover, and the curtain to screen in, the table with its poles and its utensils, and the showbread, the menorah for the light with its utensils and lamps, and the oil for the light, the incense altar with its poles, the anointing oil, the fragrant incense, the screen for the entrance at the entrance of the tabernacle, the altar for burnt offerings with its poles and all the utensils, the basin with its base, the tapestries, the courtyard with their posts, sockets, the screen for the gateway of the courtyard, the tent pegs for the tabernacle, the tent peg for the courtyard with its ropes, the garments for the officiating, for serving in the holy place, and for the holy garments for Aaron the Kohen, the garments for his sons, so that they can serve in the office of Kohen." When the community of the people of Israel withdrew from Moshe's presence, and they came, everyone whose heart stirred him, and everyone whose spirit made him willing, and brought Adonai offering for the work of the tent of meeting, for the office in it, and for the holy garments, both men and women came, as many as had willing hearts. They brought nose rings, earrings, signet rings, belts, and all kinds of jewelry. Everyone bring an offering of gold to Adonai. Everyone who had blue, purple, scarlet yarn, fine linen, tanned ram skin, or fine leather brought them. Everyone contributing silver or bronze brought his offering for Adonai, and everyone who had acacia wood, suitable for any kind of work, brought it. All the women who were skilled at spinning got to work and brought what they had spun: the blue, purple, scarlet yarn, and the fine linen. Likewise, the women whose hearts stirred up them to use their skill spun goat's hair. The leaders brought the onyx stones and the stones to be set for the ritual vest and the breastplate, the spices, the oil for the light, the anointing oil, the fragrant incense. Thus every man and woman of the people of Israel whose heart impelled him to contribute to any kind of the work Adonai had ordered through Moshe brought it to Adonai as a voluntary offering. Moshe said to the people of Israel, "See, Adonai has singled out Bezalel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, the tribe of Yehudah. He has filled him with the Spirit of God, with wisdom, understanding, and knowledge concerning every kind of artisanry. He is a master of design in gold, silver, bronze, cutting precious stones to be set, wood carving, and every other craft. Adonai has also given him Oholiab, the son of Achshemach, the tribe of Dan, the ability to teach others. He has filled them with the skill needed for every kind of work, whether done by artisan, a designer, embroiderer, using blue, purple, scarlet yarn, and fine linen, or a weaver. They had the skill for every kind of work and design. Bezalel and Oholiab, along with all the craftsmen whom Adonai has endowed with the wisdom and skill necessary to carry out the work needed for the sanctuary, are to do exactly according to everything Adonai has ordered. Moshe summoned Bezalel, Oholiab, and every craftsman to whom Adonai has given wisdom, everyone whose heart stirred him, to come and take part in the work. They received from Moshe all the offerings which the people of Israel had brought for the work of the building of the sanctuary, but they still kept bringing voluntary offerings every morning until all the craftsmen doing the work of the sanctuary left the work they were involved to tell Moshe, the people are bringing far more than is needed to do the work Adonai had ordered done. So Moshe gave an order which was proclaimed throughout the camp. Neither men nor women are to make any further efforts to the sanctuary offering. In this way, the people were restrained from making additional contributions, for what they had already was not only sufficient for doing all the work, but too much. With all the skilled men who were carrying away out the work, Bezalel made the tabernacle, using 10 sheets of fine woven linen and of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn. He made them with cherubim, worked in, and had been crafted by a skilled artisan. Each sheet had 42 feet long and 6 feet wide. All the sheets were the same size. He joined 5 sheets one to another, and the other 5 sheets he joined one to another. He made loops of blue on the edge of the outermost sheet in the first set, and he did the same the edge of the outermost sheet the second set. He made 50 loops on the one sheet, and he made 50 loops on the edge of the sheet in the second set. The loops were opposite one another. He made 50 fasteners of gold, coupled the sheets to each other at the fasteners, so that the breastplate formed a single unit. He made a sheet of goat's hair to be used at tent covering the tabernacle. He made 11 sheets. Each sheet was 45 feet long and 6 feet wide. All 11 sheets were the same size. He joined 5 sheets together and 6 sheets together. He made 50 loops on the edge of the outermost sheet in the first set, the 50 loops on the outermost sheet in the second set. He made 50 fasteners of bronze to join the tent together so that it would be a single unit. He made a covering for the tent of tanned ram skins and an outer covering of fine leather. He made the upright plank of acacia wood for the tabernacle. Each plank was 15 feet long and 2¼ feet wide. There were 2 projections on each plank, and the planks were joined together to one another. This is how he made all the planks for the tabernacle. He made the planks for the tabernacle as follows: 20 planks for the south side, facing southward. He made 40 silver sockets under the 20 planks, 2 sockets under one plank and its 2 projections, and 2 sockets under another plank for its 2 projections. The second side of the tabernacle, to the north, he made 20 planks and their 40 silver sockets, 2 sockets under one plank and 2 under another. For the rear part of the tabernacle toward the west, he made 6 planks. For the corners of the tabernacle at the rear, he made 2 planks, double from the bottom all the way to the top, but joined at a single ring. He did the same with both of them at the 2 corners. Thus, there were 8 planks with their silver sockets, 16 sockets, 2 sockets under each plank. He made a crossbar of acacia wood, 5 for the planks on one side of the tabernacle, 5 crossbars for the sink of the other side of the tabernacle, and 5 crossbars for the planks at the side of the tabernacle at the rear toward the west. He made the middle crossbar so that it extended from one end of the plank to the other, halfway up. He overlaid the planks with gold, made gold rings from them, and with the crossbars could pass and overlaid the crossbars with gold. He made the curtain of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and finely woven linen. He made them with cherubim worked in that had been crafted by a skilled artisan. He made it 4 posts of acacia wood and overlaid them with gold and gold hooks and cast them 4 silver sockets. And for the entrance of the tent he made a screen of blue, purple, scarlet yarn and finely woven linen in colors and work of a weaver, with its 5 posts and their hooks. He overlaid their capitals and their attached rings, hanging with gold, with their 5 sockets with bronze.